Look, although we live in Brazil, and we are a long, long way away from the UK, we still look, we are on the outside looking in on the
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
So, so I have to constantly ask myself if our duly elected MPs are the best of what we have. And of course, the constant answer I keep hearing is no.
Mm.
So if the British population vote in the not quite able brigade, they can only hope for a not quite able parliament,
Mm.
which it seems is what the UK has at the moment. I could refer to the Labour MP who resigned his post to let Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham have a go. But the bad decision making just exposed who Andy Burnham is. He's not really interested in the people of Manchester, although he is doing a good job administrating his council. This was shown as he would have had to have broken his oath of office to run in the by-election, as he would have to have resigned his mayoral office to have done so. But his eyes were so fixed on the real goal, he didn't expect the Labour Party to decline his attempt to become a candidate.
Mm.
And so between the ex-MP who resigned and Andy Burnham's creed, there is a hole blown wide open for the by-elections.
Mm.
This is in Gorton and Denton, by the way, the
Yes.
by-elections in Gorton and
Yeah.
Denton. Oh. Now, it's important to scrutinise the candidates for their abilities before voting. Right? You remember you will be searching for the best. That's what we hope for.
Mm.
Let's look at a couple of the front runners, shall we?
Yeah.
The by-elections who have confirmed their presence as candidates. Zach Polanski, isn't he the guy that made women's breasts grow through hypnosis? That's the guy from the Green Party.
Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
He started his campaign with posters being stuck everywhere. Seems reasonable.
Mm.
One would have to do that. Except the posters that were distributed and posted spelt the name of the town wrong. So he spelt Denton with an E.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Gorton with an E. Gorton.
Got okay.
It's
Yeah.
Gorton. He
I was
wrote.
gonna. I was trying to make my mind there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you get that one wrong, it's difficult to convince that you have your hand on the pulse of the town
Mm.
in which you're seeking election.
Mm.
You can't even get the name of the town right. You're
Well.
not really hands on, and you can't blame the the
Yeah.
graphic,
Yeah. They do this.
because we know they will only print what you send them.
Yeah. Especially
Even
now.
if
Yeah.
they know that it's spelt wrong, they'll print what you sent them.
Yeah.
So no argument.
Mm. They get double bubble if they have to reprint it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
all right. So let's keep on. Let's keep on going.
Yeah.
Uh, Mark Goodwin
Mm.
will be the Reform candidate,
Mm.
and his team went out canvassing and door knocking. 100 eager beavers to get the residents to vote Reform.
Mm.
At the end of the shift, they all got together for the group photo, only to be told that they were canvassing in Ashton-under-Lyne, the neighbouring constituency to Gorton. So they were canvassing
Yeah.
in the wrong in the wrong ward.
They're digging in the wrong place in the
Yeah.
frame of Cloverfield. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no gold in them aisles. Now I'm
Oh,
surprised. I'm surprised that nobody on the doorsteps didn't tell them. You
well,
know, just
I,
knocking on the
I
door.
think that's British humour. You're sort of standing there thinking, "Oh, a very good speech, but what's to do with me?" Yeah, you carry on. You carry on. Yeah,
Oh, not once again, not really finger on the pulse,
yeah.
because they didn't even know where they were. And Labour, who did Labour have as their candidate?
Mm.
Well, it seems that nobody wants the job, or at least chance their arm in getting elected. which has got to be the biggest insult to the population of Gorton and Denton,
Yeah.
because Labour, they aren't even going to put a candidate up. So
Well, yeah.
it looks like it's getting the best of the worst. You know, hold on,
Well,
not hold on.
yeah, yeah.
And if they're not putting anybody up, then they're going to think. It makes you think that they don't have anybody good enough, or they think they don't have anybody good enough to stand as an MP. So the population of Gorton and Denton, when the time comes to put your so the people of Gorton and Denton,
Yeah. If you're
when
listening,
the
yeah,
time comes to put your cross on the ballot paper,
yeah.
give yourself a quick Father, Son, and Holy Ghost at the same time, because you might need it.
Right. Okay. Well, the wonderful thing about democracy is you can only vote for who's put in front of you to vote for.
Yeah.
And we don't, as I often say to, well, student or clients of mine, when they're asking me my opinion, I say, well, you don't ask yourself who's the best, who's the least worst. What do they stand for? Do I go with it? How much of it do I go with it? Do I like the support behind them? I mean, there's lots of different questions you've got to ask yourself. As you quite say, you've got to be reflective. Um, and yes, I've often looked at it. I mean, yeah, just because I don't agree with your guy doesn't mean I necessarily agree with my guy. It's just my guy is more agreeable than your guy, sort of thing. Yeah. Or woman. Yeah. Okay. I mean, guy collectively as men or women. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Um, or anyone picks me up on that. Um, it's a, yeah. I mean, okay. When it comes to printing, it's like when I do something, I show you, and sometimes you might, say, I think you should do it this way, or do something else, or you've picked up and I, I've done something silly, yeah, and vice versa sometimes, yeah. We check each other, and that's how it should be. With the best will in the world, we're all human. So sometimes another pair of eyes, independent eyes, is a good thing, and I've always learned that, and I've been taught that from my whole industry. Yeah, before you send out that email that maybe life or death to your company, it gets somebody else.
Well, it looks like the Green candidate is
Yeah,
doing a bit of a one-man band, because he didn't seem to have a second pair of eyes to check over the fact that he spelt the name of the town wrong.
it's probably no money. Um,
Not that's not no, money has nothing to do with it.
well, yeah, could ask you, yeah, you. I don't know if he's got a wife or
A friend.
a friend. Yeah,
There
yeah,
you are.
just a friend. Well, maybe he hasn't got any friends. Sorry, no disrespect to the guy. I don't know. I know
An
of
ex
him.
an ex-client with the bigger boobs.
I'm not going to say what's just come in my mind there. Um, yeah, I yeah, I mean, and as to the reform guy, yeah, I mean, I read briefly about that, and I thought, well, um, when you got a party, and yeah, I mean, okay, you parachute your candidate in, which I'm not always happy with, but that's the way politics is in the UK goes sometimes. Yeah, they parachute a non-local resident in. He should have people around him who at least know the outline line of the area where things are.
There were 100 people canvassing. 100.
Well, this is what I mean. Yeah,
Unless they parachuted the 100 in
yeah.
from the south of England.
Well, that
Normally they're the grassroots of the
yeah,
party.
yeah. I was going to say somebody there should have
They
should have.
know if they're in Ashton under Lyne or if they're in Gort.
Yeah, I mean, um, yeah. Very often I've seen reports from the UK about areas I know and familiar with, and no, I even know the journalist has come from London or somewhere and hasn't got a clue where he's talking about. And and yeah, it's the same thing. Um, Yeah, I mean, okay. I actually thought it's just where they met. They had a meeting point that was outside, and then they were going to cross the boundary line. I didn't know they'd actually gone and knocked on doors. That's the
Yeah.
report I got, was that they'd actually met in a town hall or a space in an adjacent boundary, which I thought, and I thought that, and the the side of it, this reason I got was I heard it actually wasn't as bad as that, because what it was, they were meeting here and they're going to cross the border. Not that it's always obvious, and just and knock on the doors in the actual constituency. It might even be two or three that accidentally got knocked on. I don't know the full story. That is the story I heard, is that they met in the other place because it's just a convenient place for meeting place, and then they set off to where they go. That's the story I heard.
Yeah.
I
They will try and justify it because they're politicians.
well,
But I
okay,
don't.
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean,
I'm sure that
I
Gorton Centre has a meeting place where everybody can meet and distribute themselves to
well,
the housing estates.
I
I've never
don't.
been to Gorton, and I don't think that Gorton doesn't have a church or a community centre.
And again, we don't know. And look, we were like going there tomorrow, and we wouldn't know the layout of the land. I've never even been through it, and I've been around lots of places in the country. But um, yeah. Now I've often thought about this. If I was to stand as a candidate in the UK, yeah, this is a hypothetical thing. My wife has
Okay.
made it quite clear to me what our relationship future would be if I got involved too heavily in actual politics. Um,
Should become the first lady.
Not in Brazil. I'm not allowed to do it in Brazil. My wife could, my daughter can't. Um, I, but yeah, I could put. Yes, I would. There's only about four places I would stand that I know because I know the area. One is where I grew up. The other one is where I was born, which isn't too far away from where I grew up. And I'm not saying specific places. Another place is where I spent a lot of time as a child on holidays and things. And another place is where my ancestral family's ancestral home is from. Um, the four places I know, I would say reasonably well, the culture of the people, um, even at history of historical context, lots of different factors. The only places I would feel at home, as it were, yeah, comfortable. I mean, obviously, my own hometown is where I should be excelling at. I'd excel at. But that doesn't mean other places I wouldn't have passion for. Um, and again, I would know the area before I even went to stand as a candidate there. I'd at least look at a map. Yeah.
You think?
Um, I mean, I'm used to doing this routinely as part of my job anyway. Before you go and do a project somewhere, you at least look at a map first or an outline, or know what you're getting into.
The council give you a haphazard hint
Yeah.
with road signs that says you are entering Ashton under Lyne.
Well,
You are leaving Gorton. Have a nice day.
I'm again. I don't know the full story of either of these things. I mean, okay, somebody's printed the wrong posters. I mean, it's more amusing than being. Does the Green Party stand? Well, actually, the Green Party does stand a chance without Labour if if
If
all
they
the
have to, if they have to redo, if they have to cancel all those posters, redo them, just think of all the paper they've wasted and the energy. Very, that's not very green.
Mr. Allen, you don't just stick the knife in. You like to
Yeah,
twist it as well. What do you really stand for, Mr. Green Party man? Yeah, I mean, it's like you say. Well, I mean, again, yeah, getting back to the quality of, I mean, you can't always blame, like I say, the standing candidates. They're told, well, would you want to stand here? Yes, I would. Um, they then rely on local agents to guide them. I know this because members of my family have been agent, local party agents as well. So they have quite a responsible job, um, and to yeah make sure that things tick over nicely. It's a project management thing. An agent is a party agent in an area in effect. Yeah, they make sure that it all runs smoothly, um, and everybody knows what their tasks are and what they're meant to be doing. Um, so I mean, I'm not defending anyone and all. I mean, I'm trying desperately hard to defend the politicians involved, because they'll say these people might actually be standing up and representing their constituents one day in a serious situation. Um, and again, it's just parachuting people in. Um, how was the politician actually there when the canvassing was going on? That's what I'd like to know. Was he actually there?
What's his name? Who's
Goodwin.
got a program on
Yeah, he's got your slot. Yeah, I can
TV
picture him. The
News?
generally good mark. Yeah,
Lee somebody or other.
Lee
He
Anderson. Yeah.
yeah, he was there.
Oh well.
He,
Again,
he's the one who took all the flag.
oh, he's got broad shoulders.
I'm sure he has,
But
but not as broad as Denton and Ashton. The covering from Denton to Ashton on the line.
well, in fairness, I mean, Reform Party have selected a candidate and put them in there post haste. Um, Again, I mean, yeah, but getting back to the original thing, the cock up originally was with Labour, and let's pull Burnham as part of the Labour setup. Um,
The
I've
cock-up
actually
was the MP who
step
resigned.
he resigned, yeah, to allow Burnham in. Yeah, I mean, they're probably all friends, and they may have a valid point about their concerns about the current leadership of the Labour Party, or um,
Well, I mean, if the rank and file are doing shit like that,
mm,
then they should be looking in the mirror first and a little less. And I'm not a Labour guy. I'm
no,
not a
no,
Labour,
no.
right? But I mean, if the rank and file are trying to um, do things behind Starmer's back and they're bolting it up, it just makes you think, the bar can't be all that high when it comes to intelligence in the Labour Party.
I'm saying nothing.
No, well,
But yeah,
we
uh,
can't
uh,
draw conclusions.
yeah,
I don't see equivalent of a Jacob Rees-Mogg in the Labour Party. Perhaps Angela Rayner, perhaps.
mm, yes. Um, yeah, again, I'm eye rolling. I'm just trying to think. I mean, I have heard some Labour politicians speak, and they have been quite coherent and sensible, but they've still got to toe the party line, which I often feel sorry for them. This thing is completely stupid, and even Tories do the same. Yeah, defend the
Yes, yes.
indefensible.
I defend nobody,
Yeah, uh,
nobody, no thing.
yeah. I mean, um, we well, we have to wait and see what happens in this area. The good people of um, oh, sorry, I forgot the name.
Gorton and
But
Denton.
yeah, sorry, people there. I won't be your candidate. Don't worry. Um, I wish you luck. I hope you make the good choice for you.